It's a beautiful day in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Peninsula. Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure that I've never been to Michigan. So here I am in the Upper Peninsula, getting lost. Completely lost. These are some real back roads. I'm several miles in at this point. Headed out to see Logger Mack. Check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. We will link below. I know he's big on TikTok as well. We're gonna learn more once we get out there, but hopefully I make it to him. He told me to make sure I stay on the plowed roads. If there's a fork in the road, take the plowed side. If I get off where it's not plowed, I'm gonna be lost and probably stuck. Probably a good thing I chose to bring the pickup for this trip. Look at this guy blocking the road. How's all this traffic supposed to get through here? How's it going?
It's going. So is this the actor or is this the real
actor?
Okay.
Yeah, no, the real one. He's off somewhere warm.
Probably over at the farm?
No, laying on a beach somewhere. Okay. He doesn't actually farm.
We got about an hour's left of wood.
An hour's left of wood? So I came at the right time?
Just the right time.
Oh, nice. Evan, this looks like a fairly specialized piece of equipment.
Definitely.
So what are you doing back here? Explain to them and to me what exactly we're doing.
Well, this is the machine that cuts the trees down, and then we have the crane with the head attachment.
This looks like some sort of doomsday machine here.
Yeah, Terminator or something like that.
Yeah. So this is the one that when I found you on TikTok, it was grabbing a whole tree, cutting it at the bottom, tilting it sideways.
That was probably our previous machine. That was actually one of the very first Ponsse ergos in the US. That machine was a 1997.
Okay. Does this one do the same thing?
Exact same thing.
Okay. Delimbs it, cuts it at I'm guessing there's a set length. It looked like it was cutting exactly the same length.
The computer keeps track of that. We have a measuring wheel right here.
Okay.
That's independent from all the hydraulics. There's a sensor in there. And that also travels along the tree and keeps track of my length.
When I found it originally, when it popped up on my TikTok, it was like one of those just oddly satisfying, holy crap, like look at this, the power it must take to just lift a whole tree.
Viral video.
It was.
Okay.
It is, yeah. That's the one that grabbed me. I'm like, this is sweet.
Yeah. I always use the hashtag oddly satisfying.
Yes, that would be accurate, yeah.
This one feeds a little faster. It's harder to keep up with. It's not quite as satisfying. The other one was kind of slow and meticulous. Yeah. But this thing's just an animal in comparison.
I'm looking forward to seeing it go. We're just gonna grab an entire tree.
Take that little chunk off the bottom, that flare and a little bit of rot that was in it. The bolt mill doesn't like that. They want to make a nice quality pallet out of it. You can see it stops here. I can move this for you guys. At my desired length.
8.5 feet?
Yep. Sometimes that beats a little beep.
It's crazy how easily it pulls off all the limbs.
Yeah.
And now another tree.
You wouldn't think it would be that quick.
I could use this machine to clear some tree lines.
Well, let's go. I just sold you the old one for $23,000.
It seems like a nightmare though if you don't use it often.
Yeah, definitely.
Every time you hop in it, there's going to be a rotten hose and a dead battery in my experience.
Oh, definitely. When we went to go sell the old one only a few weeks ago, we had some trouble getting it started because the batteries were so dead.
I got to get some outside footage of this, and I trust Evan. He says they're going to fall that way, so I guess if they come my direction, maybe it'd make some good content anyway.
Which is a little bit messed up right now. It's not perfect within my length. And the computer will actually keep track of what it thinks I can make out of that stem.
Oh, okay.
And it'll tell me if I should try to cut a bolt out of it, depending on the quality.
How does it know that? By weight?
my diameter. Like I said, it's a little bit messed up right now. I'm waiting on a tech to come out.
Okay.
If you're thinking about buying a Ponsse, they got the best service I've ever seen.
Yeah?
I could have a technician on the phone in the next 5 minutes.
Where are they built?
They're built in Finland.
Finland, okay, yeah, you said that. Evan said the chain's getting dull. How often you gotta rechain it?
About once a day.
Once a day?
Yeah.
What size bar is that?
I think it's 29 inches technically. So there's a little piston there with hydraulic pressure that pushes this bar out and keeps that chain tight. So I don't have to manually tighten this like you would a chainsaw.
It's just got a tensioner.
Yeah. So got my little chain hook there. I used to do all my own chainsaw sharpening, but lately I just have a friend do it for me. So then you just roll this chain back over the bar tip, work that bar back in all the way. New chains aren't stretched yet, so they're a little tight to get on. But once they're on, you're done. This is the top wiggle around. This one's pretty dead. Part of the top is.
So you're saying like you don't know the top could break off when you grab it, or what?
Yeah, you see it busted up when I hit the ground.
Yeah.
When I grab it and it wiggles like that, you can get Widowmakers coming out.
Sure. You said these are ash trees that are kind of old and dead. They've got the ash borer disease, is that right?
Yep, so the ash borer burrows into the cambium layer of these trees, and they die within about 5 years. So we're salvaging the timber, and it's going to be hauled to the paper mill and be made into a coated paper like you'd see on magazines, what these will be made into.
Okay. And you said you bid the job through the state. This is Michigan state land?
Yep, a certified forester sets all these sales up, and we have certain propagations we have to fulfill in order to complete the contract that we're set with the state after purchasing.
Okay, yep. So then you're cutting these down into these piles, and your Uncle Kevin's back there running, what do you call it?
The forwarder.
The forwarder?
Yep.
I was going to call it the grappler. It basically comes and grabs them all.
Yep, it grabs them all up and brings them roadside.
He brings them to the pile. Yep. And then, do you guys have anything to do with the trucking out of here, or is that all on the company?
We hire the trucking.
You hire the trucking, okay.
Yep.
So when you get the job, you're doing it from standing tree to delivery?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
We don't actually own the truck, we hire it out, but...
But you could own the truck?
Yeah.
Sure.
The CDL never personally interested me. But maybe someday.
Like any good operator, I noticed in there, he doesn't have to stare at the buttons all the time. He can play this thing like a fiddle. He's spent some hours in this thing before. That's obvious. Just grab a whole tree, lay it down, cut it into 8.5-foot chunks. After you clear the land like this, then what happens with this? Do they come in and restore it in some sort of way, or what happens with it?
Well, you can see I'm cutting everything pretty close to the ground, making it real flat.
Yep.
These trees have been actually dropping seed their entire lives since they've been mature.
Yep.
So the seed's already in the ground, and actually by driving and scarifying the ground, we're embedding the seeds with the equipment.
So it'll naturally restore itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
See, one of the problems we have at times is there's actually too many deer locally in Menominee County here. And the deer browse all the buds off as the trees grow back.
Yep.
So what will probably happen is, if you look way up there, we have a pine tree out in the middle of the cutover.
Yeah.
And there's some yellow birches and other trees that the state has to leave behind. Those trees are dropping seed actively, and most of those species are not something the deer actually browse on. So that's what this will probably come back up in.
So this is your uncle behind us. You said this is in the forwarder, you call it?
Yep, that's a Ponsse bison forwarder. He's bringing the wood roadside for the truck driver to pick up and bring it to the mill. A lot of the UP was logged by men with axes back in the day.
Sure.
A good read.
When men were men and they weren't just YouTubers.
Yeah, that's right.
How long's it been since this has probably been logged?
I would say 40, 50 years.
40, 50 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see in places when we're going through, there's old ice trails. What the old timers used to do is they would use horses and drays, and they'd make ice trails. They'd ice them in, and because they didn't have wheeled machines like we have.
Sure. So they'd slide them in.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
This was logged at one time by horse and buggy, basically.
Yeah, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Right.
I like my cushy cab.
Apparently Evan thinks that since I've been in here for like 15 minutes now, I can run this thing.
That's how I learned.
That's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
By screwing up someone else's equipment.
Exactly. I'll give you a little crash course though.
All right. Are you sure you don't want to wait till like the last tree of the day, so in case I screw it up, you can just take it home to the shop?
Maybe we should.
See, I was kind of joking, but not totally.
Yeah.
And then reality hit Evan, and he went back to work.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good idea.
Artist at work. That is a complex piece of equipment. And you really got to know what you're doing, because just because it's mechanized and we're using expensive, or they're using expensive, complicated equipment out here, doesn't make it entirely safe. So you can see the size of the tree there. That's a large tree that you do not want coming down on top of that, or on top of me, or on top of his uncle back here picking the logs up. There's a lot of things that can go wrong out here. One thing I found interesting is he's cutting multiple different types of wood. I think he said, don't quote me on this, I think he said 14 different contracts out here for the different types of wood and the different type of products they're going to make out of them. And they'll come by, his uncle's going to grab it all here. He knows what pile to put it on when he gets back, because it's obviously going different places for different products, different uses. But he'll sort it all out when he gets back. So there's different types of wood in here that I can't really tell on most of them with my naked eye, but these guys can. It's just like driving a space shuttle.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the rotate, the head side is there. And then this will stand the tree up, this little guy right here. This will open and close the rollers and knives on the head to grab and release the tree.
Okay.
Up above right here is the saw button. Softwood is ripped more aggressively to delimb all those little limbs better, whereas aspen doesn't really need that.
There is a lot of stuff going on here on each side.
Yeah. All right. So to wake the harvester head back up, we got this little button right there, the second one down. Yep, that'll wake the head back up.
Okay.
As you press it, we'll put the RPM back up. So if you press it again, it'll open the harvester head.
Yep.
Same button, opposite joystick, will tilt the head up.
Hit the 4-0.
Yep. And then keep going with it. That'll make a good pile.
Right there?
Sure.
Top one is the saw?
Yep.
Then the 4-0 again? Oh no, it does that.
That's the automatic feed. Yep. That should be the last one. And then if you press this button here, it'll stop doing that. So then if you open the harvester head again and let it go.
I don't remember how I opened it.
Down there on that stick.
Bottom one?
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
And you tip the head back up. Cut the next one. Alright, you're going to need the squirt boom on this one.
The what?
Squirt boom.
Squirt boom.
Squirt boom's going to
That was my nickname in college.
Oh yeah?
Then I close it with this.
Yep.
Do you want me to go down farther on
Yep,
the tree?
so you'll have to use the same paddle on the right stick. And then push, yep, just like that.
Okay, now cut.
Yep. Perfect, now tilt her over.
What was the tilt one again? This?
One more down. Yep. You have to do it again.
Back it up.
You can, yeah, there it goes. Perfect. And then there's no more marketable timber in that.
So then just drop it?
Yep.
Not that one.
One more right. Yep, perfect. You feel the cab level automatically?
Sure.
And these right here will steer you.
Okay. I'm driving a logging machine. What do you call it?
A harvester.
A harvester. I'm gonna call it a logging machine for now.
Well, if you thought a month ago, do you think you'd be logging?
Nope. But I'm not totally shocked. I've done a lot of things because of YouTube that I never thought I'd do, so here I am again.
I never thought I'd be the guy behind the camera for the Millennial Farmer logging channel.
Muddin'. Where you want me to park this beast?
If you hang a right before your truck there, try not to crush your truck.
I will do my best to not crush my truck.
And then we'll kind of park it right in that little hole there.
To the best of my knowledge, I didn't destroy anything.
That's what the insurance man's gonna say.
Windows is shutting down. Huh, it's shut down. I figured we'd be running a Windows program in the logger. It's like anything else. Most people wouldn't think when you're running a combine that you can push a button and connect to another tractor and put them both on auto steer and control the speeds and...
No auto steer here, I wish.
No auto steer, but all kinds of technology that people that are not involved in it wouldn't think of.
Auto feed, you didn't expect it to...
No, I didn't think... I thought you were pushing the button to feed it at those lengths like that.
Mm-hmm. Nope, it does it all for you.
Evan, his name's Evan, it's not actually Mack. It's Evan Mack, is that right?
Yep.
Never trust a man with two first names. That's what I've been told. Have you ever been told that?
No.
It's because nobody trusts you.
I guess. You came out in the middle of nowhere to visit.
Well, thanks for letting me, us, the viewers, myself, come out here and not wreck your machinery.
Yeah, I appreciate
Check it all
that.
out. He's got some really, like you said, oddly satisfying videos.
Yeah.
On TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, like they're on everything.
Logger Mack everywhere.
Logger Mack everywhere. Go check him out. He's going to be linked down below. Right on. Thank you.
I certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, have a good one. Have a safe drive back, eh?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can make it out of here. Ew.